We had our first cases of chronic wasting disease detected in BC in January of 2024, and that was part of our regular surveillance program in the Cranbrook area.
What came to mind was two things. One, oh crap, it's here. But the second thing was, we prepared for it.
Chronic wasting disease is an infectious neurological disease that affects species in the deer family, or cervids. It's caused by an abnormal protein called a prion, which accumulates in the tissues of an animal that's infected and leads to that neurological decline, and ultimately it's fatal. We've actually been doing surveillance for chronic wasting disease in BC since the early 2000s.
Yeah, okay.
At that time, it was becoming a serious issue in other parts of North America.
We knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time. We've had collars on deer and elk, which show migratory behavior and migratory patterns of elk and deer in this area. Several ways they can pass it to each other. Probably the most common is through the saliva and through excretions. There is no documented cases of chronic wasting disease going from deer or elk into humans. But Health Canada has said, until you have a negative test, the recommendation is not to consume the meat.
You know, hunting is a big part of Yakitak Nuxalate, but not only Yakitak Nuxalate or the Tanaka, it's a big part of all First Nations, right? That's how we survived for thousands of years.
Hunters are our greatest source of information because they're bringing us the heads and the samples that we can do data management from. And then from the data, we can take the data back out to them and say, hey, this is what you helped collect us. This is what the data is saying. This is how we're interpreting it. What do you think?
Like 20 years of planning and preparation and relationship building has just been so key to all of this.
We're really seeing that pay off.
In my tenure, it's gone from sort of it's not our problem or somebody else's issue to now what do we do? The response is there because it's so important to people.
The key was, now that we knew CWD was present in this area, we wanted to make sure that we contained it and prevented further spread.
The big thing that we saw from other jurisdictions was don't do a knee-jerk
We
reaction.
had the positive near Elizabeth Lake, right?
We saw that it was very targeted, and then we could do very targeted responses.
Myself included with some of the members of Yakitak Nuxalate were involved in targeted harvesting at that first location in our territory where it was found.
And then also making it sort of mandatory for hunters to submit heads. So when we were getting volunteer samples prior to that, around 2,000 samples per year, now because it's mandatory, that level's ratcheted up to 4,000 to 5,000.
The numbers right now are showing us that we have about a 0.1% disease prevalence. That is the key, to keep the numbers as low as possible.
The reality is that it's here. And so we just need to be vigilant. And we're marching down those paths of working together to get solutions put into place.